Hello, friends. Let's see. This week we're going to talk about the string family. Last week we talked about the brass family, and this week we're going to talk about the string family. So, raise your hand if you think the string family is a part of the string family because we blow on it. I hope not. I hope nobody's blowing on a stringed instrument right now. If you are guessing that it's part of the string family because we bow it or pluck it, you are correct. So let's look at a few stringed instruments right this second. Let's see. Oh my. This was my brother's violin. And it's definitely seen some better days. A violin should have 4 strings, and my poor brother's violin has 3. But can I pluck it to make a sound? Yes. But I can also bow it. What? Look at that. A bow. Yep. Yep. Oh, that was pretty good. Let me do that. Very nice. Very nice. Bow or pluck. Some stringed instruments we don't bow. We just pluck them. Guitar is one. Ukulele's another. Yeah. My strumming action is plucking it. Oh, yeah. Bowing and plucking. So, in an orchestra, there are 4 main types of stringed instruments that you're going to hear. The violin, the viola, and the cello, and the bass. So let's learn about them today. And here we have the violin and a bow. Let's listen to a little music played by a violin and a piano. Okay, you might be thinking to yourself, hold on, Mr. Barker, you're showing me another picture of a violin. Nope, this is a little bit larger version of the violin. It's called the viola. And a viola, because it's larger, it sounds a little lower. It's a very beautiful sound. Let's listen to a viola. Okay, and now we have the cello. You sit to play the cello. Yeah, it's that big. So it's a little bit lower, and it has a very beautiful sound. Let's listen to the sound of a cello. And finally, we have the lowest instrument. It's called the bass. Not to be confused with a bass. Bass is a fish. A bass is an instrument. They are spelled the same, but it's very important that you choose the right instrument. So do not go to orchestra with a fish. Let's listen to the deep and beautiful sounds of the bass. Well, there you have it. You've got violin, you got viola, you have cello, and you have bass. Now, composers sometimes would write for a string quartet. Quartet means 4 instruments. Well, guess what instrument they leave out? You've got 4 right there, but actually they don't use one of them. Have you guessed? It's the bass. They leave the bass out because the bass is such a large instrument that it makes it feel sort of unbalanced. It's too big. So they use a first violin, a second violin, a viola, and a cello to play the bass notes. Let's listen to a beautiful string quartet written by Antonin Dvorak. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed learning about the string family, and particularly the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass. And in our next part of our lesson, because I can't give you a violin, a viola, and a cello, and a bass, I can give you a virtual violin, viola, and cello, and bass to play with. So in our second lesson, we will be playing those instruments together. All right, I'll see you next time.